Ministry.
860 AM, 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice. Giving you more of what you're listening for. We are 860 AM and 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice.
It's your chance to accelerate into summer with our multi-state Text to Win contest. You could win $250 in gas and groceries. Use your Civic Media app to text us this word, TAN, T-A-N, TAN. Good luck.
The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications, Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
We're in a state of emergency, a mess of confusion. The danger is great, it's plain to see. Desperate times call for desperate solutions. Fear of love isn't fear of pain, baby. It's just an illusion. We've been wrong, we've been right, we've been up day and night like soldiers in a revolution. We're like soldiers in a revolution. There's a war going on in here. Gotta find us a better solution. Just let it all be. Say something real. Say something real. Hey, girl. Say something real. Won't you say something real, girl? Say something real. Do, baby. Say something real. Say something real. Say something real. Say something real.
Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real. Good morning to my folks checking in on Facebook and YouTube. What's happening this morning? Anyone got the word? We got the word. We got the word. For those of you that are participating in our texting contest, for the chance, the opportunity to win $100 and also a 4-pack of tickets to a attraction in the Wisconsin Dells. Grand prize winner ultimately getting $250 in a grocery card and $250 in a gas card. You can text the word of the day, which is tan, TAN, as in the color of suit Barack Obama wore that caused an uproar. Tan is the word of the day. If you don't have it, download the Civic Media app. And you can look up in that top, I think it's right-hand corner on the app. You can see the word text.
And I typed it in too.
Oh, and thank you. It has been added to the chat. The word of the hour. And remember, it's only good for an hour. So you got from now to 8 o'clock to text the word tan. The way that contest works, within usually 5 days, someone will reach out to you to say, hey, you won. And this is how you, get your prize and etc. If anybody wins, let us know. Civic Media owns radio stations and, these businesses in other states. So it's not just us here at NOV that's competing, but I know somebody from NOV is going to win. So make sure that you take advantage of that and participate in the contest. Let me say good morning to the brothers in the building. Clark Kent. Today, you all day, bro. You done brought some seafood pasta up in here. Yeah. I am with you all day. Yes, what you need, I'm here for you. How you doing, fam?
I'm doing good.
See, like you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm happy my daughter, she got moved into her house.
Oh.
37-year-old bought her first house.
And how old?
37.
37 years old. She's a homeowner now.
And she's a homeowner.
Go ahead on, girl.
Man, I'm so proud of her. Her and my other daughter. One got married, one bought a house.
You know what? It seemed like somebody was doing their job.
I was just a firm parent.
Somebody was putting that work in. No, that's what we live for.
Yeah. To
be able to see these things, and a lot of times they beat us. They bought it younger than we bought ours.
Right,
and
right.
doing this, doing stuff. Right. So congratulations to you,
blessed,
baby.
She was blessed. She been through a lot. But okay. I'm so happy and proud for her, you know what I'm saying? I went to see the house, nice house.
Really?
Brand new, yeah.
So did you see a room in case you need some place to stay? Did you see a room?
Nah, ain't no extra room because all the kids got rooms.
See, because that's one of my prerequisites. When my son talk about his house, where my room at? It's about, it's my office right now. But if you need to come, you can get it. I was like,
I might have to be one of them uncles be in the basement.
We had one. I swear to God, my uncle stayed in the basement of my mama's house. Everybody, unfortunately, has in some part of the family. Yeah, some part of the uncle that stays in the basement. Yeah. we had one. What's going on with you? What's your name?
Meteorologist Mano Candela.
Mano Candela. Yeah. See, it can't be Candela because that's the. It got to be.
No, but see, the reason why I picked Candela because Vince Candela, he was my favorite meteorologist.
Oh, really?
From Channel 6.
It's so funny because I was looking at Drew Bourgeon yesterday, and his hair was looking real kind of toupee-ish. I was like, Drew, your hair looking real. It's looking real thick. Everybody else here thinner as they get older. His hair is looking real. I can't. And then I was like, trying to walk up on the TV. I was like, what's going on with your hair, bro? I'm wrong for that.
Oh, man,
I'll be the first one to admit I'm wrong for that. But how you doing this morning, player?
Well, Shell, it is foggy outside.
Okay.
It's warm.
It's supposed to be 86 today?
90.
I thought 90.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 90. 90. Yeah, meteorologist Mano Candela. No sunshine right now. It's cloudy.
I heard the little storms are supposed to get busy.
Oh, the storms are coming. if you look at the radar
Man,
behind
this is
me,
the most bootleg.
look at the radar behind me.
Say it again, bootleg.
Storms are coming.
Yeah, storms will be here, Malcolm. Back
If
to you.
Look at the radar behind me. The WNOV letters.
Yeah,
is the radar.
Storms is approaching.
You say you point.
Do that again.
Storms is approaching. Back to you. No, but you know what, Shell?
Most hood weather report.
Yeah,
What, man?
you know, today is Wednesday.
Ooh, I thought you was going to forget.
You know you weren't going.
I was like, I thought I was supposed to ease on
Hey, he was
Ease
saying-
past it. I'm
Hey,
telling you. I thought he
even-
was going to forget.
No, he wasn't going to forget.
Man. Okay.
Someone has asked the question.
Yeah.
And that someone
Brace
No
yourself.
one asks the question.
is me. You know, Shell, I've been struggling
Okay.
with a couple of questions,
All right. A couple. All right. All right.
but I guess, you know, we only got time for one. So
Somebody already pinging me. They already like, here we go. I'm not even looking at my phone. My phone is charging. And somebody pinged before you can even get the question out.
you
Go
know,
ahead.
I was thinking,
Why you leaning back
I
on
don't know,
like,
'cause
you know,
I
like a
didn't get
great
a whole lot. I was
philosopher? You
thinking.
know, like
you know, I was thinking if
bated breath.
if a person that does sign language is missing a finger, would that be considered an accent or a speech impediment? I got all my fingers.
We try. We try. You got the baby in the car and said, Mom.
That's just a question.
So, to answer your question,
Oh boy. See, she always finds
a
answers.
missing finger would not be considered an accent, but it would be compared to having a speech impediment
Wow, this is amazing.
or a physical
Amazing.
modification.
What? He get away again.
Amazing, dude.
Because sign languages rely on specific hand shapes,
That is unbelievable.
missing a digit, i.e., a finger, alters how a person physically forms signs. So you have to
Unbelievable.
adapt.
Unbelievable.
So it
Unbelievable.
literally would be like having a speech impediment.
Listen, I swear people would think this is all planned.
This is not
But I
playing.
promise you, it is
It's not
amazing
playing.
how she gets the answers to. Okay,
And it says many signers who lose a finger on their dominant hand adapt by switching their primary signing hand to their non-dominant side. So I'm primarily right-handed. So that's where you're going to see most of my stuff.
right.
I switch, but I lose a finger on this side. So that you can completely understand what I'm saying, I would switch and start signing on this side.
Wow. See? You learn something here at WNOV. Every
So
day you
it
learn
would
something.
be considered a speech impediment.
Dude, that is crazy. See, I told you my thoughts be having there. My thoughts out
I
there.
just want you to know though the number of people that are scared about where this goes. All right. So we got a caller. Let me get them in real quick. Hey caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
What's going on? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well on yourself.
I am good.
That's good. That's good. Right out to your question, boo. Anyways, hi, Clark Kent. Who you with?
I'm with you, fool.
You better know it. Hello, Mr. Debo, wherever you are, hater. And Mr. Perry, I hope you're listening. I hope you're back or whatever you heard getting better. I'm still praying for you. But so anyways, I just called to say good morning to you all. Good morning, Right Out. I haven't forgotten about you. You're still my dog. You know, I still love you, my friend. But your questions are not hitting right about now. So, but anyways, you all have a blessed day. I love you all. Be safe and keep it together.
Well, Angela,
Thank you, Angela.
Yes, sir.
lay down and wake up again. Bye, Angela.
Goodbye, you all.
She
got another call.
She said, your questions
not hitting.
are not hitting. That's oh my God, I love Black people. I really do. I really do. All right. We got another caller. Let me grab them real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning.
And all of your team. Forgive me for not knowing everyone's name.
You are you're right.
Okay. But there's going to be a forum at North Division on the 27th from 12 to 2. The candidates that are running for governor. Now, you do have that on the agenda, right?
On the 27th. You know what? Yeah, I do. Because it's like 5 candidate forms and I got them listed, but I will I'll pull it up.
Now?
Yep, I'll pull it up.
Marquette is having one, but there will not be a live audience.
Right, Marquette.
So
the folks, is this the one with Micah? I mean, like Greg Lewis, Souls for the Polls? Because I know they doing one. Okay.
And brainstorming.
Okay. Yes.
Because we're gonna go have breakfast at brainstorm and then head over to North Division.
Got it.
And listen,
yes, ma'am. I actually, I have that information, so I was gonna announce it.
It is so critically important. Community, brown, Black, and people that love America. It's time for us to step it up. And like the Pope said, we need to speak in one loud voice together and make a difference. Let's not stay home and sit on the couch and say, well, nothing's going to happen. You're right. If you lay there and do nothing, nothing will happen.
All right.
And on June 19th, go to the booth. If you're not registered, you can be able to register there in different spots. But get the information that you need so that you can make a critically informed decision. I love my people, and we need to straighten up, stop killing each other, stop drugging each other, because you're going to need that brother down the road. Love you guys. Take care of business. Watch your back, because we're in a critical time. But I know God is watching. Take care.
All right. Thank you so much. So I pulled up one list of gubernatorial dates that I had, and I had that on June 17th. A group called Cole, Micah, and Free were hosting a forum, 1720 West Locust Street from 3 to 5 p.m. I had that the Black Chamber, Wisconsin Black Chamber, they're holding governor's candidates forum on June 20th from 3 to 5 p.m. And I got the location for that one. I'm actually a moderator at that one. On June 22nd, Wisdom is doing one at was the Waukesha County Technical College from 6 to 8 p.m. And then there is another one happening at North Division, the one that the caller just referenced, on June 27th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I remember getting that information from Sherman Park Neighborhood Association, but there are a ton of groups at the table to help make that one happen. So I will provide those listings, but the most immediate one, and I'll put the Marquette one, like she said, though, it is not open to the public, but get these in the mix. So Lit Leaders Igniting Transformation, they just had one on June 4th. So I haven't heard yet how that one went, but there are a ton of gubernatorial candidates forums that are happening. So we'll keep you posted. Since we're mentioning meetings, let me just go ahead and mention, remember we have been talking about the proposal for Midtown and the AI or the data center aspect of the development. So today is the first of the 3 public information sessions that is being held for this project. Remember, this is the project at Midtown where there are going to be 2 4-story, 100-unit affordable housing buildings. the new public library. So the Capitol Library is going to move their branch there, and there are going to be City of Milwaukee offices there, and this data processing facility, also storage. If all that still is intact. And there was a question about zoning, and because that's not what the property was intended for storage units or for a data center. So there is been a lot of public interest in what is going to happen, what that project looks like. And so today is the first day of one of 3 meetings that folks can participate in. The meeting is going to be held at the former Walmart store, 5825 West Hope Avenue. So Walmart right at Midtown. The meeting is going to be there. It starts at 5:30 today and runs to 7 p.m. So just so you know, that first meeting is happening today. If you can't make today's meeting, there's one on June 18th, again, 5:30 to 7, or there is one on Saturday, June 27th, from 12 to 1:30. And again, these meetings are held at Walmart, just so you are aware. And according to the information that I have seen, Alderman Mark Chambers, who's the alderman for that area, Milwaukee Public Library staff, representatives from the Department of City Development, and the developers themselves, AFS Milwaukee LLC, and Gorman and Company are also going to be on hand at these meetings to provide the public with more information. So this is a great time to talk about, when they say the system of water usage is going to be done in such a way that it shouldn't use a ton of local water, whatever the energy requirements are. So I encourage people, particularly if you live in the Midtown area, to make your way to one of these 3 meetings, so that you have an opportunity to weigh in. All right, I'm going to take a break this morning. I do have a guest calling in, I think in the 8 o'clock hour, but I'm going to take a break. But when I come back, I want to take a few minutes this morning to talk about the Carmelo Anthony situation down in Texas. Not Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player, but Carmelo Anthony, who is now a 19-year-old young man who has just been sentenced to 35 years in prison for stabbing this occurred when he was in high school, stabbing another student in a situation that he, claimed self-defense. The jury didn't see it that way. And so I want to talk about that when we come back, because this story is a cautionary tale. And I'm wondering if parents are using it as an opportunity to talk with their children. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, family, welcome back to the show. So I said I wanted to take a few minutes this morning to talk about a case that has garnered a lot of attention on some level, not nearly as much as it probably, could have, should have, perhaps. But a case that is in an area called McKinney, Texas. Your family lives in McKinney? Okay. And for people that don't know where McKinney is, you want to tell them what it's close to?
Yeah, that's like 20, 30 minutes outside of Dallas.
20, 30 minutes outside of Dallas.
Yeah.
So McKinney, Texas, particularly in the area where a young African-American family had moved in, upper income area. The family was actually renting a home there. The home rents for $3,500. Parents of this young brother, Carmelo Anthony, he spells his name with a K. They are from Louisiana, but financially stable family, seems like by all accounts, good family. And they move into a suburban, predominantly white area. I think they said the makeup is something like 51% white. Hispanic, Black people comprise about 10 to 11% of the population in that community. So demographically, Black people were in the minority in that area. Predominantly white Dallas suburb is the way it is being described. And Carmelo was on a track team, and they were competing against another, they competing against other folks, and they had tents, TENT tents available for the athletes to go and sit up under. And this whole thing happened a year ago. And so Carmelo goes and sits in a tent, and there are some white, in fact, it's a set of twins and other athletes that are in the tent. And one of the guys who ultimately ends up being killed by Carmelo, he tells, his last name is Metcalf, he tells Carmelo to, leave the tent area. This is our tent. And, so there are conflicting accounts of kind of how this whole thing unfolds. But some of the stuff that was said in the hearing is that Carmelo basically wouldn't move and told him, don't touch me. Because I guess some folks have said that this white teenager, both of these young men were 17 at the time, was a bully of sorts. And so Carmelo tells the guy, don't touch him. The guy touches him. And then, it escalates. And then there's a point where Carmelo tells him, push me and find out, or something to that effect. And then there's a discrepancy about who pushes who first, but there is a push. And from there, Carmelo reaches into his gym bag that he is carrying. He takes out a knife and he stabs the white teenager basically in the heart. And the young man dies almost instantly because of where the location of the knife wound is. Carmelo, and then the reason he was under the tent was because it was raining. That's why he went into the tent area, because it was raining. So there were a lot of people that were getting upset because this is a town that already has a bunch of racial drama that goes on there. And people from outside of the community began to interject themselves in addition to what was already happening locally. So one guy that is a, stone racist connected to Donald Trump, he actually comes into the area to have a rally to protect white Americans, and the local people are asking this guy, could you please get out of here, and not come in here with your nonsense. But he holds these rallies, anti-Muslim rallies, anti-Indian rallies, all around the country. And so he comes in, he exacerbates the whole thing. His name is Jake Lang, and he was one of the people involved in the January 6th riots that got pardoned by Trump. So he comes down to Texas and he holds his rally, Protect White Americans, 17 days after this stabbing situation. He then breaks into the stadium where the incident happened and claims to be standing next to the dried blood of the 17-year-old white student that was killed, even though people said that's not where it happened. You lying, you're not even in the right place. So there's a lot going on. It's a small community. So Metcalf's the young man, his father is tight with the judge that was in the case. There are photos that have surfaced of them, kicking it, parlaying together. Again, affluent community. So all these people know each other. As this whole thing unfolds and Carmelo is arrested, his parents have the financial means to get him out on bond. So he didn't have to sit in jail while this whole thing was going on. There were people that were highly offended that his parents had the money to be able to afford to get him out. People wanted to question his parents' income and how they made their money. And so there began to be competing narratives. Somebody actually held a rally, and the rally was called the Rally Against the Rednecks. So all this is going back and forth. So this is the racially charged environment that this case takes place. There was a rush to have this trial take place. They were doing jury selections on Saturdays. You could just tell that this whole thing was being fast tracked. And Black jurors, prospective jurors, were all struck from the jury. So it was an all white jury. And people, you're not given a reason why, either if it's a preemptive strike or what goes on, that Black folks are just struck from the jury. So I got to take a break. But when I come back, people waited to hear what kind of situation, if he was going to be able to be effectively heard, that it was self-defense. The jury, he never testified. So the jury never got to hear from him about what his perception was. I don't understand why they didn't put him on the trial. I don't know why they didn't let him speak, because no one can explain for that young man what he thought, what he was feeling. And yep, you open yourself up to questions, on cross-examination. But I wondered about the strategy not to have this young brother testify on his own behalf about why he did what he did. So I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we'll finish this up. Be right back. All right, family, welcome back to the show. And I'm gonna tell people I purposely refrained from talking about this case because I wanted to just kind of see how some of this stuff was going to unfold. Some of my comments are not going to sit well with people on some area of discussion, but I think it's important. And I think that parents, I think that grandparents, aunts, uncles that have young people in your life that you care about, particularly Black boys, sit down and have a conversation with them, talk about this case, and ask them some questions about how you deal with this situation. Because once again, these tents are provided to these different teams. The Black boy goes into a tent that was intended for the other team. The other teams, players, whether they on some racist BS or whatever, they end up telling dude to get out. It's raining. He won't get out. Okay. Excuse me. And it escalates from there, culminating with this white kid being stabbed to death. Austin Metcalf being stabbed to death. So when I'm listening, and as I said, he didn't testify. The young Black teenager did not testify at his trial. So when I'm listening to everything, there's some things that immediately I began to think about. So what's the takeaway? What's the lesson? Because Texas is a stand your ground state. They didn't believe that the young man, Carmelo Anthony, was in fact standing his ground. They saw him more as an instigator because he wouldn't leave, because they said, provoked the young man into, pushing him or touching him or whatever. Although at some point you have control of yourself. That white teenager did not have to respond the way he did, and Carmelo did not have to respond the way he did. There was a window in there for people to make different choices. And this is where it's going to be uncomfortable for people listening to me. There was a window there for people to make different choices. One of the things that I've always done with my son, understanding who my son is in this world, understanding what my son looks like in terms of his physical characteristics, not just being a young Black male when he was growing up, but being a dark-skinned Black male, being a, tall brother, being a thick brother. My son's been big his entire life. He's looked like, a football player walking through the door his entire life. And so understanding everything that was waiting on my son, we would frequently have conversations and scenarios. If this, then what? If you're put in this situation, how do you respond? How do you get out of it? What should you do? How do you handle yourself? How do you read the room? How do you know if it's safe, not safe? What should you be doing? So I will say that, first of all, something was already going on in that community that Carmelo Anthony felt like he needed to be carrying a knife with him when he was moving around. So what was all of that? Because you come from a good family. You're not a kid that's known for trouble, no drama, no beef. So why are you walking around with a knife in your bag? Something is happening. But in hindsight, and being able to go back to Carmelo and say, when this first jumped off, what options did you have to handle this situation? When dude tells you get out of our tent, and you do acknowledge it was the other team's tent, what options do you have to diffuse this, read the room, it's not safe in here, or before I hurt somebody, do I need to make a different choice? Go ahead, Jermaine.
But is it fair to put that on a 19-year-old or 18-year-old?
He was 17 at the time.
Is it fair to put that on a 17-year-old to make a rational decision like that? Because at 17, you're not thinking like that. And if there was something that was going on that caused him to even have the knife in the first place, he could have been, been bullied. And there's no telling if these guys had previous run-ins. And I just don't think that it's fair to put that kind of responsibility on a teenager, a kid.
So I'm gonna just say this. In my mind, it absolutely is fair, because we talk to our children every day about danger and situations and understanding what they need to do. We talk to them about not getting in the cars with people who own some nonsense. We talk to them about staying away from drugs. We talk to them. So, it's kids that let themselves in and out of a house, kids that drive cars. So there is a degree of responsibility. You're not completely abdicated from responsibility because you're 17. But to the point about fear, about being bullied, like I said, I could see that there's something going on in this community that this young man feels like he needs to walk around with a knife. And because he didn't testify, none of us know what this child was going through.
Right.
And, we don't know about anything that led up to it. We don't know if he felt overwhelmed. We have no idea. I really wish that this baby had testified. We have no idea what's going on. The judge had the ability to sentence him from between, I think they said 2 years and 99 years. And they gave him this 35. People were outraged because, number one, nobody believed that he went there with the intent, obviously, to murder this young man. But the unpopular aspect of my comments are this. These are opportunities to talk to our children. Number one, it's opportunities for parents to talk to themselves. Because I say this all the time. In our quest to be George and Wheezy and move on up and move to the suburbs and get a piece of the American pie, we have to think about the situations we are putting our families in, our children in. When you move to these predominantly white, lily white, affluent neighborhoods, whatever kind of neighborhoods, because the expectation is that we're going to be treated fair and decently and in order. That's not always the case, especially when you start talking about some of these southern states and these southern areas. And it's people thinking, oh, but I'm giving my child a quality education and I'm getting them out of the hood. But you put them in an environment where they're constantly being challenged on racial lines, being made to be uncomfortable. So it's a lot of black parents don't like, what I'm saying, because you trying to live better. I don't want gunshots flying by my house, Michelle. It's an in-between. I don't live in lily white America, and I don't live where they got gunshots flying. But it's an in-between. And I always made sure that it was some middle ground. I was never living in no damn community where the racial balance was 90% white and 10% black. I'm never living there. Never. Never, 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 never. For a variety of reasons. I believe in diversity. I believe in representation. I believe in my kids seeing all of it. And I understood, even when my son was little, the racial crap that was being done to my son at 5 and 6 years old at daycare and at school in predominantly white neighborhoods. I saw it. And I paid attention to my child's demeanor. I listened to what he said. I listened to what he thought was valuable and not valuable. And many of them white people's values was being transferred to my son. And they were not my values. And I know it's some black people that don't like what I'm saying. But in our quest to give our kids what we think is a better life, there are times, not always, but many times, we put our kids in some janky situations. And them kids are not going to come home and tell you everything that's happening to them, because you got a lot going on at work. You know, they know you trying to do the right thing for them in most cases in terms of moving them out there. They don't want to add to your burden, so they try to deal with it on their own. But kids questioning their intelligence, you know, nobody wants to date them, or you only want to date them because you know you a black stud. Like all kind of foolishness goes on. So that's a conversation that grown folks need to be having with each other. When we making a decision to move to this neighborhood, what is the social quality for my child in this neighborhood? Because see, too many of y'all think white ice is damn colder. And the only way you can enjoy a good glass of tea is with some white ice cubes. But your behind grew up drinking Kool-Aid. And it was the Kool-Aid that put you in position to be able to afford the white iced tea. So a HBCU got you there, but then your kid's too good to go to a HBCU. Oh, they're in so-and-so. Oh, they're in so-and-so. Oh, they're in so-and-so. And then your money don't even go back to support the HBCU that put you in position to get the education to move to the suburbs. See, this ought to be a come to Jesus conversation in the black community. Because that boy is put in a situation where he got to defend himself. And he got to take on a posture that's tougher than it needs to be because I need to keep these white boys off me. That's why I ain't want to have this conversation. And when people like, oh my God, you know, he was defending himself. Was there another way to get out of that situation? There was. To Jermaine's question, at 17, was he capable of making those different decisions? If you're going to put your child in that situation, you better make sure they're equipped to understand, try option A, B, C, and D before you stab some damn body. Because if you stab a white boy in Lily Whiteville, you go into a Lily White jail. I got to take a break. I'll be right back.
Oh, that doesn't look too good, does it?
In the mid and upper 80s, heat index values in the low to mid 90s. Late day showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe. We'll look for the storms to wrap up shortly after midnight. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 60s. More partly cloudy skies. Very warm and humid for our Thursday with highs in the upper 80s. More evening showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe. We'll look for sunshine to break back out Friday. High of 83. Mostly sunny for Saturday with a chance of late day showers and storms. High of 86. And the sun. .com. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
This celebration of America's 250th birthday is free food store on 9th, 2nd, and
Vel Phillips spent her life breaking barriers and fighting for the marginalized. In 1951, she became She introduced fair housing housing ordinances year after year, bravely march.
Hello, 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 hello.
27th. Show up informed. Show up empowered. Vote with vision. Need your ride looking showroom fresh? Then it's time to call Hands of Steel Auto Detailing LLC. Whether you drive a car, SUV, Suburban, or a 3-row family vehicle, Hands of Steel Auto Detailing has the professional detailing services to make your vehicle shine inside and out. Cars starting at just $125. SUVs only $150. Suburbans $165. 3-row vehicles, $200. Open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and close Sundays. Conveniently located at 7420 West Florist Avenue. Don't wait. Give your vehicle the treatment it deserves. Plus, add engine cleaning for only $40 and headlight restoration and cleaning for just $50. Book your appointment today by calling 414-435-4406. That's 414-435-4406. Hands of Steel Auto Detailing LLC, where every detail matters and every vehicle leaves looking its absolute best. By appointment only. Call now. 414-435-4406. 860 AM, 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice. Now, back to Say Something Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on WNOV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. So I told you I had a guest coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, and I understand we may have him on the line. We tried to get him on our video link, was having some technical difficulties, but we got him on the phone. I understand Linwood Park Elementary is in the building.
Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. George Woke. You guys got to pay your bills so your video can work.
You know what? Don't start no mess, George. Don't start no mess.
Know what I'm trying to tell you? Don't still. But I'm glad to be talking to Milwaukee this morning, no matter what.
You know what? And we are glad to be talking to you. But I'm gonna tell you right now, don't start none, because don't start none won't be none. Because we
that's the way it is. I want to be nice this time. Sometimes I'm a little crazy, but I tell you what, if you can't laugh in Milwaukee, you can't laugh anywhere.
Well, you know what?
I've always said, when you fly into Milwaukee, you start laughing. When you see that sign says, I think it's the Mitchell Field or something international.
Yep.
The only thing international in Milwaukee is the House of Pancakes. You need to get that straight right off the bat.
Are you gunning? You gonna come to our city talk? But you know what? I do say the same thing, so I'm gonna leave you alone. Look, y'all.
I'm already here. I'm already in town. I'm already walking around, see what's happening in the city. It's a nice day. I'm bringing good weather this weekend.
You know, I hope so, because I heard it's supposed to act up tonight. So I'm glad you already safely secured in the city. Folks that are listening, you recognize that voice. That is none other than comedian and actor extraordinaire, Mr. George Wallace Jr. Welcome to the city, bruh. You know, you got a show coming up.
Listen, Friday and Saturday night, I want to come to Milwaukee and let's have some laughs. I'm already here. I keep saying I want to come, but Friday and Saturday, some people have never been out for an evening of comedy, and that's my job. I got the greatest job in the world, and I just think it's wonderful to be able to do it in Milwaukee.
So let me ask you a couple of questions, because I have watched you, like so many people, for years do your thing. You know, but when you go back and you read people's bio about how they get started, how they get into the game, you know, I didn't understand that you had gotten your college degree in transportation marketing and advertising. And then there's a decision made that you're going to follow your dream into comedy. But how do you tell people you got into the game when you have this background the way you did in terms of going to the University of Akron?
Well, what I wanted to do, I wanted to be a comedian since I was 6 years old, watching people like Red Fox and Mom Labor and Judge Pinkney, Markham, Richard Pryor, Johnny Carson. And I just said, I used to do their jokes at school, and I would make the people happy. And I said, this is pretty cool, making people happy. I said, I want to be a comedian, and I've been blessed to do it. I'm doing it for 50 years now. Isn't that amazing?
That is crazy. And did you actually get to work with Red Fox? I thought I read in your bio.
You thought, my daddy said, you need to stop thoughting and start thinking. I did. I wrote for the Red Fox show. I had an opportunity. What a blessing. And I thank God every day for people like Red Fox and Sammy Davis Jr. They both died broke, and I want to die broke too.
Why
you laughing, but
why do you want to die broke too?
If you die owing the government $800,000, $900,000, you did pretty good.
You know what? Okay, I've never heard it described that way, so I'm just going to accept that. But let me ask the question, too, because in reading the bio, you go to New York, you end up at some point staying at Jerry Seinfeld's house? How does that happen?
No, we were roommates together for 13. I'm the real George on Seinfeld. I'm the real roommate for 13 years.
Are you serious?
13 years. I'm his roommate. I was the best man at his wedding. I'm also the father of his kids. So you need to know these things.
Did you?
And we're also best friends to this day. We're best friends to this day. We've already talked this morning, and sometimes he shows up on the show with me. You never know. He might fly in. You never know.
That is such a cool relationship. I was really, because I know I've seen you, and I know I've seen y'all connected, but I didn't realize that you guys actually were roommates. And then you say 13 years. I'm like, man, that's a marriage. That's shacking in regular terms.
Listen,
crazy.
We got in an argument the other day, and the road manager says, "How long have you two been married?"
Exactly. So look, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, so you have seen it all. You talk about a career that spans 50 years. You've done radio. We all knew that voice on the Tom Joyner show. You do some stuff with Isaac Hayes on the station there. I mean, and then you get into acting. So I get I wanted to be a comedian since I'm 6. Where does the acting bug come in at?
Well, when I started, I never thought about TV or movies or anything like that. But now that I've been doing it so long, I went to Las Vegas, and I went to Las Vegas for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, turned out to be 15 years. I tell you, that's another thing. people didn't get to see me in Las Vegas. I'm now the new Mr. Vegas, but I'm coming to Milwaukee. It's $250 to see me in Las Vegas, but it's only like $40 in Milwaukee. So you're not gonna get the real good deal. I'm not gonna give you the $250. See what kind of job I have? I just love the lie. I thank God every day. I thank God every day from Holland. Oh, I just love the lie. Living my. But we're gonna come. Mr. Vegas, the new Mr. Vegas is coming to Milwaukee at the Milwaukee Improv. Get your tickets now. The last time I was there about 2 years ago, we were sold out. So I want you. It's a beautiful place. It's one of the most beautiful clubs in America, to be honest. And you got good food there. So if you've never been to a comedy club, you need to, especially in the church, you know y'all need laughter.
Well, look, I don't know when you said we're not going to get the $250 jokes. I don't know.
I might give you one, but you're going to get $45. You paying $40. Hey, listen, you got discount tickets, you get discount jokes.
You know what? I'm trying to figure out the difference between a $50 joke and a $250 joke. Yeah,
you know when you get there, you make sure you come. I got seats for you down front, you and your family. How about that?
Well, you know what? That's amazing, and thank you. But if I could, before you get out of here, I got to ask this question again, reading his bio. So I've worked in politics for over 25 years. I saw in that.
Hold on. You work in politics, been in politics for 25 years?
Yeah.
So you know what a $250 joke is. You know a good lie when you hear
I'm going to act like I don't. For the purposes of this interview, I'm going to act like I don't. But
okay.
I read that you also thought about like running for mayor.
That's another lie. I make up stuff like when I get to Milwaukee, I might be running for mayor of Milwaukee. You went there, I'll see some things happening around there, and I'll start talking the way you drive or something. I'll find something wrong to complain about. But we're gonna have a good time. Okay, well, I got a new TV show right now running on Prime Video, also called Clean Slate. So you need to check that out.
Say it again. What's the name of the TV show?
Clean Slate. Everybody deserves a chance to start over. Me and Laverne Cox. It's like Sanford and daughter.
Oh, I love it. When does that air? Where can we find it?
It's on right now, Prime Video. Watch it before you come to the show. It's all about love. It's all about love. It's a strange situation, but it's about letting people live and be who they want to be and do what they want to do and enjoy life.
So, just one thing. Anybody that I know that ever had an opportunity to work with Robin Harris, I always ask them the question, because I just think that was one of the voices that just sorely missed. You think about all the cats that have gone on, him, Bernie Mac. When you look at the longevity of doing this for 50 years, any thoughts about some of the folks that you have worked with over the years that are not here anymore?
John Witherspoon, Robin Harris, I work with everybody. It's just amazing. What a great life I have. And they're up in heaven. People always lie, so they're up in heaven. Some of them ain't up in heaven. Hey, let me tell you something. You ever notice you're making me tell about $250 joke. Ever notice you go to a black funeral, you ain't never heard nobody going to hell. I don't care what they say. A black person has never gone to hell. The preacher will stand up there and lie. And so Brother Jones, he was a good man. I'm sure he got right with his maker. Brother Jones just killed 5 people. Brother Jones going to
hell. This is true.
Why do preachers lie? I'm going to talk about the preachers lying in Milwaukee, too.
Well, you know what? We're going to be ready. So it's some folks hitting me up saying, how do they get tickets? So just remind people where the show is, when it's happening, so folks can come out and sell this place out.
It's very simple. Improv.com, and you'll see Milwaukee. You just tap on the Milwaukee, and you come down to see George Wallace, and also Special K is going to be with me. And Milwaukee's own Marlon Hall will be with me. We're going to have a good time up there.
Oh, yeah. Look, one of my guys in the studio just said, I didn't realize all this. So, yeah, they getting ready. So his people hitting me up, talking about tickets right now. So we will be out to support you. We thank you for coming to the city. And I'm telling you, bro, we've been watching your work for years. Class act. Can't wait.
I appreciate you. And somebody bring me some barbecue and let's have a good time. Forget now, you're invited to the show. Everybody come to the we got 2 early shows. 2 early shows on Friday and 2 early shows on Saturday. We got a 7 o'clock and a 9:30, not that late stuff. So you come at the 9:30 show. You don't have to wear no clothes on the 9:30 show.
You don't have to wear no. Did you what? You don't have to wear what?
You heard what I said. Hey, that's the 200. That's the 200.
You know what? I'm coming to. I'll be at the 7:00 show. I'm scared what's gonna happen at the 9:30 show. I think it's probably safe.
Dr. George Wallace, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Milwaukee Friday and Saturday.
All right, thank you, bro. We appreciate you. We'll see you this weekend.
And bring your ugly mama.
Ladies and gentlemen, none other than George Wallace. It's something wrong with
I can see you over telephone. That's pretty good. I can see you.
Look, that was getting him started on no mama jokes because he gonna mess around and say the wrong thing. Don't get him started.
I met your mama at the airport. She got a job sniffing luggage. Come on.
See, those are fight words. Those are fight words.
I'll see y'all Friday and Saturday night, okay?
We'll see you Friday and Saturday night.
Because she'll talk all day. She'll talk all day. I'm swear to God.
Are you talking about me? Man, hang up on him, man.
She's a politician. And I don't mind talking because I ain't got no job.
You don't want to keep talking. Look, bye, George Wallace. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Man, how you supposed to do an interview? I can't work under these conditions. He said, if you pay $40, you might get a $45, $50 joke. I'm going to tell you, I always need the $250 jokes. But I think he was going to try to come for me. I can't have it. I am offended by that whole interview. But you think about that for a second, that this man said him and Seinfeld, roommates for 13 years. Yeah. And I knew he was the best man at Jerry's wedding when Jerry got married, but like these cats go way back. But I didn't also, when I went to go look at his film discography or the filmography, I should say that, like this man been acting since 1982, right up until, today. So this has been an incredible career. And look, support these brothers. Y'all go get those tickets. Show up to go see them. The Improv is a beautiful venue. We have gone many times. Food is good, and we have a good time when we are there. So make sure you turn up and turn out to support this brother. I need to take a quick break, y'all. I'm okay. Can I go to the phone? Okay, let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Me calling back.
Okay.
And before your interview, you were discussing this case with the young man.
Yes.
I fully agree with you. We need to have a conversation with our children. We need to talk to them every day. No matter how busy we are, we want to know what you're going through. And even if they don't talk to you, their behavior changes. You need to go be checking. And remember, live to fight another day. Nobody's there to defend you. I would have took my happy butt outside that tent in the rain, and I would have waited to report it to someone, because look at the consequences. All that you've invested in him is now gone. But we don't know that. We don't know what's down the road. He might get a pardon. He could still have a story to tell and something to do. But like you said, the parents, here they are educated. Now their nose so high up in the air they couldn't see a pebble that they about to step on. Okay? Get over yourself and don't put your kids in situations that their brains can't handle. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It was something that the father of Austin Metcalf said. So when the sentencing phase was happening, only the mother of Carmelo Anthony spoke at her son's at the sentencing phase. And she told jurors that her son was sorry and was asking for their mercy. Austin Metcalf's father spoke, and he said, he's been trying to say throughout that this was not about race, black or white. Some folks, question that, didn't necessarily fully believe that. But one of the things he did was he looked at this young brother, Carmelo Anthony, and he said to him in the sentencing phase, you failed your parents, you failed yourself, and you failed society. And that irked my soul. Because if your son had have handled it differently as well, your son might not be dead. But it was raining. He could have let the guy sit there. He didn't have to turn it into a whole provocation. He didn't have to escalate it. So both of these young men could have handled things very, very differently. And for Mr. High and Mighty, Jeff Metcalf, the father of the young man that died, to only point one finger, again, you missing the point too. And this is where a responsible judge comes in and says, this could have been handled differently by both young men, by everybody involved. This could have been handled differently. Your son is dead in some part because of his own actions. Don't touch me. Nobody is without blame in this situation. Nobody. And so somebody needed to educate, Mr. Metcalf. And people were saying your son was a bully. And this was part of the reason why he's in this situation in the first place. And I tell people all the time, you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. You know who your son was. And you know your son and some of the stuff that got said in front of your son, some of the stuff that you may have said in front of your son. We know that the N-word was bandied about before in certain situations with y'all. So that parent of the white teen, you also got to think about, what did I do that created an environment that my son acted like a jerk to this kid? What did I do as a parent that I could have done differently? That, hey, son, it's another kid from the opposing team that steps under the tent to get out of the rain. How do you handle that? Do you have to be a jerk to that kid? Do you have to try to be a tough guy? And, when the kid says, leave me alone, basically it sounds like the black boy told him, F around and find out. That's what it sounds like. And he found out. Your son could have handled it differently too. So this whole High and Mighty, that's why I said this whole thing is a teachable moment for everybody. Parents need to think about what it is we're saying about other people, what we're saying about other races, other people in terms of socioeconomic, ethnicity, religion. Our kids are listening. They're internalizing. And they're carrying y'all mess outside of the house. And some stuff is kids just gonna be kids. But that boy having a knife in his bag, something else was going on in that community. This was not just kids gonna be kids, particularly in that scenario. Why he felt he needed to be able to protect himself on the drop of a dime, somebody ought to be asking that question. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning. Well, thank you. I mean, good morning. Well,
good morning.
You're absolutely right on a lot of things, but for the, it's tough to follow George Wallace. I'm telling you, man. I'm choking. I'm choking. But good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning, man. Clark King. Good morning, man. Right out. Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W. speaking. Welcome. Good morning, Mr. George Wallace. Welcome to the state and welcome to the city, man. A lot of fun down there. Enjoy yourself while you're here. I can't bring you no barbecue, man, but get over to Ashley's a Speed Queen. You'll get a taste. But enjoy yourself while you're here. Thank you for coming. I'll try to get down there. I don't know if I'll make the show, but it sounds like fun. Michelle, you got a lot of different. It's big. You're right. It's very big, and I'm just gonna touch on the collegiate aspect of it. There. What was this? Was this high school or college?
High school.
Okay, so well, I guess NCAA would still apply to a certain degree because what's on the books is on the books. But I guess high school would be like WIAA or um, it could be NCAA to a degree as far as what's on the books. I think NCAA would more collegiate, National Collegiate Athletic Association, so high school, but you could revert to NCAA, whatever is written. But okay, well, I mean, it doesn't. Oh, man, it's mind-boggling to me. I think Jermaine or Clark touched on it the other day. There, the coach of the team that was there, good sportsmanship. Where's that? The meet ain't even taking place. So I mean, well, I'll let my talking do once the meet start taking place because I'm gonna handle you on the track. So, but not only that, but where were the buses? Usually when we went to a track meet or a football game or something, we showed up on buses. Okay, the coach would say, all right, everybody on the bus right now, on the bus. No ifs, ands, and buts. Everybody hit the bus now. Okay, this young man here, the not the man, the one that did the pursuing there, the Caucasian fellow. That coach would have, if I was coaching him, you're not participating. When we get back to the school, get your locker cleared out. You're off the squad. You're off the team. With the young lady called, she's right though. But you have to have this conversation with your children there because I mean it's not only track, it's it's all the sports there. I mean, we see a couple of years ago, I guess in Indiana, there somebody said something in the stands there, and a couple of the players went up in the stands and stuff there. I mean, this country is bad with it, man. I mean, I remember years back, Daryl Dawkins, somebody called Daryl Dawkins something, and his uncle had to come down and defend him out the stands in Philadelphia. Like, no, you better get up off of him. I mean, this country's got it bad, man. You're not going to keep treating us like this. And I mean, the brothers and sisters in uniform and stuff, you're not going to keep having people sign up for your forces and stuff there and you keep treating them like this. I don't understand where the buses were to where this young man couldn't get on his own team's bus and, shelter. I'm struggling with that. Where were the buses and where was his coach to be able to say, well, and the other team members too. So there's a lot of stuff missing here.
Absolutely. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the call.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
All right. I got to go to break. The one thing, that also came out is they said that because somebody just said online, it's so sad. Austin Metcalf was murdered. This is a young white teenager. He was he has such a bright future ahead of him. It is also sad and wrong. Metcalf has been painted as a racist when absolutely no proof that he was. So the one thing I would just simply say to that person, it's sad for both of them. It's sad for both of them because while they say Metcalf asked Carmelo maybe as many as 15 times to get out of the tent, Metcalf put his hands on that boy first. Metcalf sought to physically remove Carmelo and put his hands on him. And Carmelo had already told him, don't touch me. So Metcalf could have went and got an adult to come deal with Carmelo. He decided to take the situation into his own hands. So before you have a whole bunch of sympathy for Metcalf and that he had a bright future, they both did because they clearly were in situations where they were more affluent, had, a good economic situation. They both had bright futures. But I'm not going to mince words on, even though Metcalf, the white student, they said repeatedly asked the black student to get from up under their team's tent. You didn't have no business putting your hands on that boy. You didn't have no business putting your hands on him. And he told you, don't put your hands on me. He told you. So Austin is not innocent in what happened to him. Because had he not put his hands on somebody, he might still be standing here today. I gotta take a break. You want to say something?
Yeah, real quick, because I know we got to take a break. But my question is, why did it bother the young man so much when that this young black boy was sitting under the tent to get out of the rain? The meet wasn't even taking place. So why was it bothering you so much that this young black man was sitting under the tent?
I mean, I'm just gonna say this: race could be a factor. I'm not gonna discount it. Team rivalries is real. I don't know what this is, because the black kid went to one high school, this white kid went to another. And if just somebody's saying that this is the tent reserved for, Riverside, and the King athletes gonna come sit, and when the Riverside sit, okay, but I don't know. It's not like it's like thunderstorming and the world coming to an end. I just don't know.
But what I'm saying is, it's raining.
Okay, but then at the end of the world, you ain't gonna die because you in rain.
No, but still, as an athlete, you might not want to get wet. So I'm gonna sit underneath the closest tent, underneath the closest shelter.
But again, if I'm going into the camp of the enemy, I'm gonna think about that. This is a rival school. These people tell you get out of our tent, and you tell them I'm not.
It's raining.
Dude, stop acting like rain is gonna kill you.
I get it, but it's raining outside, and as a person that want to get out
and
of
we
the
don't
rain,
know, like it was raining, like thunderstorm, lightning.
No, they said it was storming.
Okay, but still, think about your situation. I'm gonna go in some rain, or I'm gonna stay in here with a bunch of white folks that don't want me in here.
But you're not even thinking about that. You just trying to get out of the rain.
No, stop it.
No, I'm serious.
Stop it.
Man.
You in a room with potentially a bunch of racists, and you more worried about the rain than the bunch of racists?
I mean, obviously that was the case.
Then there's something wrong with you. I'm in a situation with a hostile group of white folks or rain. I'm going to stay in the hostile group of white folks.
He probably didn't think it was going to escalate to this.
He thought something because he had a knife in his damn bag.
Well, he had a knife prior to the situation, so that means something.
So that meant that he knew that different things had went on previously, not necessarily with this child.
Exactly.
So you know that safety is an issue. So you in a situation right now where your safety is being threatened, but you worried about the rain?
I just found out. Yeah, I know we got to go.
Hang on. The track coach, who is black, texted Metcalf to be a leader that day and asked Metcalf to help him that day. Okay. What's your point? What's your point? Metcalf still made bad decisions.
Exactly.
Stop acting like he didn't.
Exactly.
Metcalf made a bad decision because he put his hands on somebody. Had Metcalf not put his hands on that boy, Metcalf probably would be alive right now.
And I do agree with that.
He put his hands on him. Stop trying to excuse the behavior of you push first, you hit first, and don't think it's going to be consequences, particularly when somebody tell you it's going to be consequences. I got to go to break. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the show. So let me just say this. I know at the top of the show when I said I was going to talk about this and why I hadn't gotten into it previously is because I was going to rub people the wrong way. But I want to be clear. Both young men in this situation could have made different choices. And I don't care how mad you get with me. It does not change the fact that they could have made different choices. And that we as parents and adults have to talk to our young people about choices. That white boy shouldn't have put his hands on that brother. But that young brother, when you read the room and you see it's ignorant in here, could I make a choice to come out of that tent? Could I make a choice not to stab him? I could have made a choice just to fight him with my fist. So that's why I want to have a conversation, because let me be the first to say, I'm not ever defending and making excuses for what this white boy did. I got a black son. I only got one child in the whole world, and it's a black male. And I got one grandchild in the whole world, and it's a black male. I 100% empathize, understand, and am on the side of my kids. I fight and advocate for them every day. But what I also am is somebody that's going to actually question what happened. Could it have gone differently? What's the teachable moment in this situation? And how do we not have another black kid whose life, if he does not win, get this thing overturned on appeal, be gone down the drain because you could have made a different choice? Don't be so emotional that you can't be rational about how we get here. I know it's a bunch of stuff that happens to us in this community for no other reason than the color of our skin. When I was in the break, I was saying to Jermaine, that story about that black boy, I think he's in Alabama. I talked about him about 2 weeks ago on my show, in which his parents said he was missing. And they felt like the police weren't being responsive enough. They went to look for him and create their own search parties themselves. And his dad ended up finding him. And that black teenage boy was shot, he was cut up, and he was burned up. There is a black boy that was just found hanging 2 days ago in another community. So because I'm willing to ask some difficult questions or to talk about choices, please don't, get in your feelings. And that's a phrase I can't stand, because you got to be able to help educate our kids. This is a conversation that if my son was 16, my son is 14, I'm sitting down and I'm having this conversation with my son. Let's play this out. Let's think about this. But people, that's why I want to bring it up. Because we get so emotional and we know the justice system is not fair. But I will tell my son all the time, how do you protect yourself against a system that was designed to harm you? And all of the things that I'm talking about right now are those types of protections. What do y'all say? When the police pull you over, both hands on the steering wheel, make sure you We got a whole damn routine for when the police stop you. So what's the routine for when you get in a situation with potentially some people that mean you harm and you outnumbered? What's the scenario? Because what do we always tell our kids? I just need you to live. I just need you to get out of the situation. I just need you to make it home, and I'll fight the case for you. We say it all the time. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we know race always play, a factor in this. But, when stuff happens, they never ask these school shooters, like, why did little say, I'm finna take an AR-15 to the school, like 13 years old. Or they don't say that with the Slender girls. But I wonder why the parents should have used mental health. Because see, when white people do stuff, the first thing they claim is mental health, even though they know he was going to shoot a school, and then they probably go get a Jew who's a psychiatrist to back up the trauma and the stress from mental health so he can get out. But I think the problem is maybe the parents should have took him out of school, or they should have sued, or when the bullying went off, Carmelo should have probably went upside his head first, because a lot of these issues is from black people being too kind and being too passive. And now the stuff is out of control, and this is where we are today. That's why they always say when bullies mess with them, you got to go real hard on them. Just like when some of your grandparents said, when you start beating them, they say, stop, you keep on beating them. Because you're dealing with a certain culture and a certain race that feel they are entitled to do certain things. But I will also say, too, all white people are not bad. You have some genuinely good white people out here. It's the ones that was raised by peasants who keep pushing this narrative to bully young black men. That's all I was going to say. But start using mental health. But use it in situations like this. Don't start using mental health when you just not dealing with reality in life. That's the difference between black people and white people. When white people do stuff and they shoot and kill and rob and cut people up, they say their kids got mental health issues. But when it comes to blacks, so they ain't even dealt with reality yet, then they want to put the label of mental health and Section 8. So y'all have yourself a good day.
All right, I appreciate it. And was enough done, because when people talk about the bright future of Austin Metcalf, what do we know about the young brother? Because again, there's nothing, and trust me, if it was some bad stuff to know about him, it would have been out there. They would have said it. But this young man, in all likelihood, was probably a good student, great student, had a bright future himself. The question that I'm posing and the thing that I'm pushing is that, we learn from this, whatever there is to be learned. If we know the system is rigged, if we know that race is a factor, if we believe that, these situations don't go well for us, I always would talk to my son, so how do you not get in the situation? And can you see the situation coming? But this conversation has to happen on both sides. Nobody is exonerating Austin Metcalf from his role in what went on. As I said, Austin Metcalf would most likely be alive if he had not touched that boy. If he had not touched him. But the uncomfortable additional part of this conversation is we know that the system is rigged against black kids, black men, black folks in the judicial system many times. So play it through, bruh. And your child is never too young for you to begin to teach them how to play a scenario all the way through in their head. If this, then this, then this, then this. And people are like, I'm in the heat of the moment. Trust me, I've been in the heat of the moment as a kid 100 times. And I'm walking this thing all the way down the line. That's how you learn to become a critical thinker. That's how you learn to be able to problem solve. That's how you learn to be able to live and survive a situation. So instead of getting mad at me, why not find some validity in the fact that it's a teachable moment? I'm going home. I'm talking to my young people that's around me about this scenario. And we're going to problem solve it as a family. And if they ever found themselves in this situation, how do we respond? That's all I'm asking people to do. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey.
Okay. I'm just going to make a quick comment on the Camilla.
Yes,
the guy,
mm-hmm.
The young kid. Now, this guy that he stabbed to death, he had a twin. And from what I read about the situation, both the guys were bigger than him and they were bullies. That's what I read. Now, I was not at trial, so I don't know. But, sometimes and just stand your ground. Zimmerman got off on stand your ground. The dude pushed him. He stood his ground. And so, now, like, this boy got 35 years in prison. And I called your show before. I told you my son spent 22 years in prison. He got 60. He died in prison about a year ago. And most of it was solitary confinement, up to about 19 years. And so how is this boy going to be treated in prison? So you don't even really know. But I think this Trumpism stuff, it is on a big rise, because I ran into an incident. The other day I went out to a nursing home to see my daughter. She's in a nursing home. And a big old semi wouldn't move. He come over yelling at me, calling me some kind of dumbass. And I don't usually snap because that was the second incident I seen that happened that was stupid, where like this white guy wouldn't close his door so I can get in my driver's side. He was on the passenger side. He wouldn't close his door so I can get in my car. And he said he had surgery. He couldn't move his belly. And so he got a lady with him. This is a different incident. Had a lady with him, and she stayed on the telephone. I went and asked her because she closed the door. She stayed on the telephone and threw her fingers up. Told me to wait. So I had a friend in the car with me. She went out, jumped out the car, slammed the door, almost hit his leg in the door. But the incident at the nursing home, this big old semi, he was just halfway in the road and halfway out. I didn't know what he wanted. And so he kept waving west. So I didn't know if I thought he wanted me to move to the left. So I moved to the left, and he then kept throwing his hands up. So I got out of my car. He got out of his truck. He came up to me. And then he said, "You have to move," and all of this stuff, just hollering at me. And then he finally went over to some construction guys that was working on the road. There's three of them. And then he went over there and told them I was dumbass. Michelle, that was 1 minute I almost snapped. I'm 80 years old almost. I would have went to jail.
Look, I have been there, and thank you for the call. I'm up against the clock, but yes, ma'am, I certainly have been there. I understand what you're saying. But again, we think through all these situations, and I'm just looking at the feed, and somebody said there was no wrong tent. 100% about racism. There was a wrong tent, because everybody that testified talked about that each school had designated team tents. The tents functioned as a private locker room and base camps. Coaches and student witnesses stated that it was standard, understood rule in the district that athletes do not go under another team's tent uninvited. So there was a wrong tent, because there were designated tents. I'm just saying. I know y'all hot with me, but I'm just saying. And the other thing, so yeah, I see all the comments. And there are folks that are saying it's not about racism. I'm gonna say this to the person who says it's not about racism. And that might not have been about racism in the immediate incident, but by the time you make it to the justice system, it can be. Because depending on the judge, depending on the fact that every black juror was struck, we don't have the ability for a black person to sit on a jury and be fair. At some point in this, race is interjected. It is. And the folks that were rallying the troops and protect white Americans, race was a factor. So let's be clear. When we say it's not about racism, you may say the interaction between the young man, the two young teenagers was not racism, but it was certainly racism and racialized things that were going on as a part of this. All right, y'all. That's the show for the day. I knew it was going to be, rough. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bruhs, I appreciate y'all in the studio. And family, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.